Templeogue, go for a dip and you get a lovely view of Killiney Bay. The Epic Museum, I think it's something nice to just figure out the history of the city. You have to go and visit a GAA or hurling or camogie game. It's the most amazing atmosphere.
Welcome to Parnell Park for this Go Ahead Ireland Senior 2 Club Football Championship Final. Templeogue Synge Street against Whitehall Colmcille. Both of these teams have secured their passage to Senior 1, but Coleman Goggins, they'd like to take a trophy with them.
Yeah, look, it's the prize is already in the bag in terms of achieving what you wanted to do, was get to Senior 1, but now it gives, as you rightly said, both teams an opportunity to lift some silverware. I was talking to both sets of selectors just beforehand to get a view of, is it something you really want to go and get, given that you've already got Senior 1, and both said they're really looking forward to the game on the basis of the cup is there to be won, go out and attack it and try and bring it home, because a bit of silverware, and from a Whitehall perspective, they struggled in the league. I think they only got 1 point in the league, so to come home at the end of the season with a bit of silverware would be an exceptional achievement given where they were at earlier in the season. But similarly for Templeogue Synge Street, they'd be delighted to lift silverware.
They certainly would. Let's have a look at the teams. Whitehall Colmcille taking on Templeogue Synge Street. We will start with Templeogue Synge Street. Now, there is 3 changes to the team that has been named. It is no surprise that Luke O'Brien does not start, because he picked up an injury well before the semi-final, but that injury was exacerbated in the semi-final. He's been replaced by Lorcan O'Dell. Not a bad replacement, is it? Scott McConnell is off, and coming in is Fintan Dignam, and James McCormick was named at 8, but he is being replaced by Barrett Dignam. So that is the starting 15 for Templeogue Synge Street. For Whitehall Colmcille, we have been told there is no changes in the team. Cormac Costello and Steo Lawless, the 2 oldest players. Lawless is 30, Costello is 31, and there's a lot of experience around them and a lot of good footballers around them. There's the benches. A few changes, as you have already been told. Lorcan O'Dell will start. Luke O'Brien will not. Luke O'Brien, who did well in the semi-final. A referee, Ed Drumgool English. And both teams getting ready to rock. What are you expecting from this game?
Yeah, I think Whitehall have great momentum in terms of go forward, and if you can bring Cormac Costello into the game early and Templeogue aren't able to nullify the threat, then he gives them, I believe, something that allows them to go and win the game. That said, Lorcan O'Dell, while he hasn't been maybe fully fit over the last month or so, I know he's been carried a knock.
Yeah.
He gives them a route up front in terms of trying to get action and get scores, and inside with Killian O'Gara as well. They're fairly potent inside if they line up with both guys up top, really. Although Killian O'Gara has been carrying a bit of a knock too, as I understand it.
Yep.
So you'd expect maybe the momentum to be a little bit more go forward than go sideways or backwards, but I guess it's a matter of trying to nullify those threats and trying to suss each other out early on. So it'll be interesting first 10 minutes just to see if both teams are trying to get a measure each other, or is someone going to actually take it on and go at it from the get-go.
It's actually the other way around. O'Dell was injured and O'Brien came in the semi-final, but you know the point I'm trying to make. Either way, a player who will give defences an awful lot of issues. Templeogue Synge Street in the blue and white, Whitehall Colmcille in the white and red. The Senior 1 final tomorrow, that's between Kilmacud, Crokes and Coola. Right now our concentration is on the Senior 2 decider. Hurling finals to come next week on Dubs TV. Subscribe to the Dublin GA YouTube channel and these games will pop up for you automatically. You can go back and watch the Camogie final that was on Friday night. We showed that to you live yesterday. St Vincent's getting the win. Pauline game on, scrambling after Sean McCormick. McCormick tries to take it, getting in there is Keith Campbell. Still Templeogue Synge Street have it. Niall Scully. O'Brien is trying to get a hold of it. That's not O'Brien, I beg your pardon. It's well taken. Whitehall Colmcille with numbers behind the ball. Advantage coming. Free in. Keeper was thinking of coming up and taking it, Max Fitzgerald, but he got the thumbs up from Niall Scully.
Yeah, nice opportunity for Niall Scully directly in front of the goal, 40 odd metres out from it. You'd expect him to clip it over, given there's little to no wind or breeze blowing into his direction.
A very pleasant evening in Dublin. Bad weather on the way. It hasn't arrived yet, obviously. Scully to give Templeogue Synge the lead, and he has done just that.
Yeah, nice opener for him, directly in front of the goal. Doesn't take any strain to try and knock it over the bar. Similar to watch just that Templeogue are set up with a sweeper back in front of Cormac Costello, who's playing deep inside in the full forward line. So there'll be space out the field for them to work the ball. Templeogue will need to work hard to try and deny that, but the challenge is the other end. Can you keep Cormac Costello quiet?
Luke McCarthy wants it back. Player he gave it to just hangs on to it for a little bit. Luke McCarthy has it now, coaching the under-16 hurlers in Whitehall Colmcille. So many of these players actually coach underage teams, and there's been great work done in the juvenile section of Whitehall Colmcille. Here's Dara Scanlon. Good ball. Tony O'Sullivan leaves it behind him, and Templeogue Synge have it back. And I have been told by a Templeogue Synge man, you're to full title them every time. No Templeogue Synge.
Okay, well,
yep.
Best of luck to Templeogue Synge.
There we go. Alex O'Toole bringing it forward.
Look, they are Templeogue Synge, so it's probably only right. It's a bit like St Albert Plunkett's own rule. We keep calling them Plunketts. So it's probably fair to call them by the correct club name.
Curran, well, I'll remind you of that tomorrow if you say Crokes even just once. Coming forward now is Bruce Waldron. Waldron, he is lightning fast. Keeps his run going, doesn't get it back. It is O'Gara, but it isn't the point.
Yeah, nice move though. Came out around on the loop. You would expect him to get something out of it. Quick kick out to get the game away again.
Kearns couldn't quite hang on to it, but he was fouled, to be fair. Conor Curran protests his innocence.
Yeah, but lovely technique on the tackle, watching the ball, tried to get the near hand in to dislodge. They've done it earlier in the game as well, so great approach to defending.
Keith Campbell regathers, pops it up for Matt Moran, another one who coaches an underage team. Sean Foran tries to pick out a pass. Sean Foran has picked out a pass to Cormac Costello. Costello tries to get back up. Costello has to go the long way around, delivers it to McDermott. Good pass by McDermott. Tony O'Sullivan. It's frantic stuff out there at the moment, isn't it? O'Sullivan still carries. And carries too much, and it's a free out.
Yeah, I think he had bounced the ball and then he threw the ball or let go of it, so the referee deemed it as an overcarry on the basis of not making a correct play of the ball. But Cormac Costello just unlucky, lost his foot and was on the spin there, had got inside two defenders, so you can see the risk. About four chased him down after he slipped, so they know where the challenge is, they know where the risk is.
Steps as the shout, falls on deaf ears, goes back from Hollyan. Conor Curran, nephew of Paul Curran.
Could play a bit.
A little bit. Good block down. Almost fell to Scully, just couldn't quite get it under control. You wouldn't blame him. Keith Campbell. Foul on Campbell, free out. Worley. Good crowd in for this one. Conor Curran shadowing Worley. Here's Oisin Murray. Running onto it, Eddie Moran. Sean Foran. Foran outside. Whitehall Colmcille trying to work it through the lines. 5 minutes gone. Still Templeogue Synge leading by 1. McDermott eyes up the posts. Goes for the pass instead. That's a good take and a good turn. It's Costello, and he is really annoyed. And I think he thinks he was fouled. It is only a matter of time before he gets one of those away, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but his movement inside, 3 times he showed for the ball there, picked it up the 3rd time. He's annoyed because he was gesturing to the umpire as well that his jersey was being pulled, but clever defending, don't get caught.
O'Gara. Good surging move forward by Templeogue Synge. Jumping onto it is Waldron. Look at him go again. Still Waldron. Waldron just took a little bit too much out of it, but you can see what he's capable of doing. Certainly did it in the semi-final. Turned over. Keeper back there. Lawless. Knew exactly what was happening, knew his surroundings, and knew that if it got away from him, a teammate was going to be able to pick it up, and that teammate was Worley. Lawless, not only the senior goalkeeper, but also coaches the juvenile goalkeepers. Kearns puts it out in front of himself. Here's the call. Hangs on to it for now. Goes short. Sean Foran. Matt Moran. Adam McDermott. Good score. Great score.
Yeah, Templeogue would be disappointed with that. There was 3 guys around him and no one really put pressure on the kick. He was able to turn back on himself. If you just watch it again, no one really got tight enough to him to get a block in on him. Be disappointed with the defending, but they're set up, structured well, Templeogue, in fairness to them.
Throw ball free in, Whitehall Colmcille. Managed by Ger O'Connor. They've only ever got to 2 senior finals. He has been manager for both. Unfortunately, the last one not quite going their way. 2019 in the defeat to Round Towers. A foul on Campbell, free in.
Yeah, left the boot in. It was a soft one to give away. Gives Cormac Costa a nice opportunity to put Whitehall in front. There's a lack of intensity at the minute, Oisin, and you can accept that on the basis that the prize was achieved in terms of their semi-final wins to get into Senior 1. But as you rightly said at the outset, there is still a prize in terms of a cup. Both sets of players would love to win it to give themselves something to celebrate. So it's just a little bit lacking in the intensity levels early on here.
Costello guides it over. Good score by the 31-year-old. 1 point apiece. Tough year for Whitehall Colmcille. Lost Ollie McInerney, who sadly passed away in July. Ollie was involved in adult football, junior and intermediate and senior for the past 20 years. Oh, it's given away. Whitehall Colmcille. Costello chips it up. 1-on-1 inside. Max Fitzgerald does very well.
Yeah, I think referee needs to stop here. There was a big hit on Oisin Murray. I'm not sure he's fully right.
Well, he's up on his feet, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's fully right. Rory Kearns, he's on his haunches at the moment. Foran looking for Matt Moran and finding him. Inside is Adam McDermott. Eddie Moran. There's another man down for Whitehall Colmcille.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why the referee has stopped play for that incident there, because I'm not sure where the coming together was. The stop should have been for Oisin Murray. He's now sat down on the ground. He got a heavy hit in the tackle. The initial stop should have been there rather than the stop that's happened inside. That looked more like an off the ball incident, which doesn't generally lead to the stoppage in play. But I'm not criticising the referee for stopping. This guy's injured, so he needs to slow it down. But on the hit he's seen on Oisin Murray, it certainly deserved to be stopped at that stage.
Well, we were just talking about Ollie McInerney, who sadly passed away in July. His son Hughie, former Dublin under-21 star, of course, on the bench for Whitehall Colmcille today.
Yeah, I was involved with Hugh in Dublin squads back in my time. Big guy, very tall, very athletic fella, so good to have on the bench for Whitehall, certainly.
Tony O'Sullivan will have to get a bit of treatment. Oisin Murray is back up on his feet and moving. Costello. Comes to Cormac Costello. Still Costello. Costello gliding, Costello moving, Costello losing the ball, but fouled, and it's a free in. You cause defensive issues when you run at them.
Yeah, I think he probably did get a tug in his arm there, but again, you've rightly said it, take on defenders, make the defender work, make them see if you can, or put them under pressure, put them on the back foot. When everything happens in front, it's much easier to defend.
Costello duly delivers, having won the free himself.
He's had an exceptional championship this year across Senior 2. We've been fortunate to see him a couple of times in some of the matches. Really led the line well for Whitehall. You'd expect that, but it's not often the case when a guy comes back from inter-county to the club, but exceptional year.
Collected well by Luke McCarthy there to sweep it up. Rory Kearns. Eddie Moran. All Whitehall Colmcille in the last few minutes. Adam McDermott. Ty Kellett. Adam McDermott, who's already got a great score. Now looking for a great pass. It's Kellett. That was the intention anyway. And over carrying Tony O'Sullivan. I suppose he might argue, well, what could I do? It's like in rugby when someone's pinged for not rolling away. Sometimes they can't get away, they can't move. And that is a foul on Luke McCarthy and a free out.
Yeah, did well. Luke McCarthy judged the flight of the ball well to just get in front to Lorcan O'Dell and then forced O'Dell to foul him. In fairness to Tony O'Sullivan before that, won the ball brilliantly when he really didn't have an option but to grab it. And then it was swallowed up by the 4 Templeogue Synge players.
You allow me one rugby mention per commentary, so that's my limit reached now. Eddie Moran down the line. There was a tug off the ball on Tony O'Sullivan. He'll feel there was a bit of karma at play there because of the last free. And this is Costello territory.
Yeah, I praised Templeogue Synge for their defending early on there, but the last couple of times they've just given away soft frees, and it's given Cormac Costello opportunity to shoot a goal unopposed. He's quite good under pressure, so when you take the pressure off him, you expect him to be even a little bit better. So it's just opening up a little bit of a gap, a bit more momentum to Whitehall's play than there is for Templeogue Synge at the minute.
Extra time and penalties if required today, by the way. Costello, 3 points for him, 4 for Whitehall Colmcille. Just the one for Templeogue Synge so far. A long way to go though. Don't forget, tomorrow's final is live on TG Cahir. That's Coola against Kilmacud Crokes in the go-ahead Dublin Senior 1 decider. 2:30 is the throw-in. Max Fitzgerald, if you can come along, it's always better to be at these things rather than watch them on telly. But if for whatever reason you can't make it, we're glad you're with us. Free out for Templeogue Synge. Well, Max Fitzgerald was there as an option if they wanted him, but they're working it up the pitch. Waldron comes deep, doesn't get the ball. Sometimes you have to make that run, pull a marker out of their space. Fintan Dignam. Good ball. Back inside it goes. It's Alex O'Toole. Alex O'Toole doesn't get the shot away. Was he foul? Referee says no. Might be intercepted on the way out. It isn't. Eddie Moran carries. Adam McDermott back outside. Eddie Moran. Adam McDermott. Dara Scanlon. Good ball in behind. Can Whitehall Colmcille do something with it? It's Sean Foran. Not much in it, but it was wide.
Yeah, great defending the other end of the field. Tony O'Sullivan, who was, got the block in. He probably did get enough on the ball, although he was coming behind the Templeogue Synge player. But great work getting back the field to orchestrate the turnover, to create the chance the other end then for his forwards.
A driving run from Waldron. It's 1-on-1 inside. That is quite the battle. It breaks Conley for David Worley. Tony O'Sullivan. Matt Moran. Sean Foran. Dara Scanlon. Good diag. He did really well to gather that one. And is really frustrated to miss it. Costello acknowledges the great ball to him though.
Yeah, great win. There's they're double teaming there to deny him the ball, but he did brilliantly there to fetch it out of the clouds. Unlucky with the finish. Just struggling up front the other end. Templeogue Synge, nothing sitting with them there. Lorcan O'Dell, Killian O'Gara haven't really got enough ball to try and impact.
Waldron, this time he lets the ball do the work. Did that take a touch on the way? I'm not sure it did. You can see what the intention was.
There is a big pocket of space from the 45, so the Templeogue Synge Street forwards have pulled out to the 45, so this gap in behind for O'Dell and O'Gara to play in, they just haven't managed to land ball in front of them just yet.
Taking and going David Worley. Sean Foran. Foran chasing after the loose one. Wasn't much he could do. Can Templeogue Synge Street take advantage? O'Gara turning this way and that. Gives it back to his teammate. Dignam is the intended target. Dignam tries to get it under control and couldn't. In fairness, it wasn't the best ball. McDermott going long and direct. It's well taken. Tony O'Sullivan shovels inside. O'Sullivan follows the ball. Squirts out, and Templeogue Synge Street get it back under control. I think that might have been Murphy who kind of dived after him one-handed, got it to his teammate. The Templeogue Synge Street numbers are impossible to decipher at times.
Yeah, very difficult. They're a yellow number, but against the backdrop of the jersey, it's quite hard to make them out all right. But much better defending that time. Enough players around him to close him down and put a press on the ball.
Here's O'Gara. You can identify him by the hair. Making a run outside with Ger Hollian. Turns the other way. Waldron. You can identify him by the speed and just the way he bursts off the mark every time he gets it. Can Templeogue Synge Street do something here? That's a cutting run, an incisive run. He's still going, and the referee is given a free in. Good advantage played by the ref.
Yeah, great burst forward there by Lorcan O'Dell. That's what Templeogue Synge Street are looking for. Give the ball to the powerful runners. You've mentioned already a couple of the powerful runners that have gone through the middle. Lorcan O'Dell just took it on there, created a bit of space, and probably a good free to give away, in that he had broken the line there. There's a shot away at goal.
Now Scully lining up the free. Their only scorer so far. Even if he puts this one over, that stat will remain accurate.
I'm just looking down at a notebook here. Free 11, play 12, free 11, free 11, free 11, free 11. So the 11s are having an impact from place balls, less so from play at the moment. No surprise, Scully and Cormac Costello featuring on the scoreboard.
Templeogue Synge Street, with Scully on the frees, has survived the loss of master free taker Kieran Murphy of the second captains, plying his trade with Old Parish in Waterford this season.
Yeah, I think Templeogue Synge Street are saying that he hadn't the ball retained in possession there, so the mark was awarded but the ball fell to ground, so that's why they're a little bit irate, I think.
Costello pull back, free in. He's scoring frees and he's getting them as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Niall Scully just having a little word with him as well there. Just remind him that good pals.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just, hey, are you looking forward to going back in with Dublin? I'm sure that's what he was saying. What do you make of these new rules? Let's knock down to Croke Park afterwards and see. Sean Foran. Speaking of Croke Park, he's a groundsman there, also works out in the National GA Development Centre in Abbottstown, a pitch which is the exact same dimension and everything else wise as the Croke Park pitch, if that makes sense. Sean Foran, the man we were just speaking about. Sean Foran, unfortunate to kick it wide.
Yeah, third one for Whitehall. They've certainly, since the opening 5 minutes, have dominated play, just haven't maybe got the scores on the board, particularly from play. Templeogue Synge Street will be happy that 2 scores inside 20 minutes and they're only 2 points down.
Ball breaks. McKiernan. Good ball by McKiernan, looking for O'Gara and finding him. O'Gara gets inside. O'Gara! Great save by the goalkeeper, but it still goes in. I think it might have bounced off his back somehow. The rebound took it in. O'Gara will claim it. Templeogue Synge Street in front.
Was it Luke McCarthy got the final touch just when it comes out off the goal? You think it catches his knees and goes in off the goal, but brilliant turn by Killian O'Gara there. We mentioned Lorcan O'Dell earlier, got the ball and went at the defenders. O'Gara there, once he broke the line, it was goal on. Unfortunate on Luke McCarthy, but a great turn by Killian O'Gara.
Well, technically speaking, an own goal, but created by O'Gara after a fantastic pass. The keeper so unlucky. Steve Lawless made a great save, and Luke McCarthy couldn't get himself out of the way. Just one of those things. Templeogue Synge Street leading by 1. Eddie Moran. So frustrating for Whitehall Colmcille, who've had the better of it territory-wise.
But that's the threat they pack up front. Templeogue Synge Street with O'Dell and with Killian O'Gara. There's goals there because it's that little bit of space.
Dignam carried, got it up to Kevin Hughes. Gerard Hollian, the Mayo man, making his way forward. Niall Scully intercepted by the defender. He did really well. Eddie Moran. Luke McCarthy got it there and got it off to Eddie Moran. And for Luke McCarthy, I know it came off him and into the back of the net, but in no way was it his fault. He did his best.
Oh no, he's tracking back in terms of trying to cut off the angle for Killian O'Gara. He's unlucky that his keeper makes such a brilliant save that it ricochets off his knee, but you know, right approach in terms of defending. Great turn, and although it has to be said, Killian O'Gara, that's where the goal chance comes out of, that movement.
Worley was fouled free in Whitehall Colmcille. Actually, all jokes aside, I wonder how many people here will make their way down to Croke Park to have a look at the Interpro final after this, just to see what those new rules are like in action, or proposed rules.
Yeah, I was in there last night. I think there was a crowd of about 2,000 or 3,000. Obviously, it doesn't have the intensity of a championship game or a knockout competition, but certainly the rules were interesting.
Yeah. Looking forward to heading down after this and having a look. Costello playing old school rules as we speak. He was desperately unlucky there, but it has gone out for a 45 because the keeper got something on it.
Yeah, certainly the keeper, Max Fitzgerald, stuck his hand up.
Couldn't take any chances, Max Fitzgerald, who has been kind of hovering around and near Dublin panels in recent years. Good keeper. Minor B winner, one of many minor B winners on that team. A group of them came up together. Costello. Keith Campbell got up in the air, did well to turn it towards goal, but just couldn't guide it in.
Yeah, the goal is after knocking the wind out of Whitehall sails. Templeogue after getting a great lift off it.
Sure, Hollian has a man outside. That man is Conor Curran. Scully slips, but keeps the football, maintains his composure. That's a good driving run by O'Dell. O'Dell keeps the run going, gets it back. Here's O'Dell, pushed out wide. Did well to find, I think it's Waldron. Scully takes his point. His first from play today.
Yeah, he's developed a great knack of coming late into play like that. You know, whether he's wearing Dublin colours or his own club colours there, just coming onto the play at the right time. Maybe it opened up, he could have taken it on in terms of goal scoring opportunity, decides to knock it over the bar, but you know, the goal always generates a little bit of momentum for teams, and Templeogue Synge Street building on that.
Was there a potential goal chance if he'd have passed it there?
Yeah, I think it was a potential goal chance himself. He decided to carry it on, but he opted to take the point. You know, good response from them. They'd gone 16 minutes without a score, have hit 1-2.
Going out over the line was Ty Kellett. It's a line ball to Templeogue Synge Street. Max Fitzgerald wants it and gets it. Pokes it outside to Hollian. Comfortably taken by Sean McCormick. Goes short with the pass. Waldron. Hollian. There's a runner in behind if they spot him. Here's Conor Curran, who hangs on to it now. They give it to him. That runner is Conal Cunningham. I think that's O'Dell. O'Dell turning, twisting, shooting and scoring.
Yeah, great score from Lorcan O'Dell. Lovely little move from Templeogue Synge Street up this right hand side as we're looking at it. Then the little pop pass that you mentioned inside. But both O'Dell and O'Gara are making countless runs to try and free up that little bit of space. Looked like he was going to shift left, came back onto his right before popping it over the bar. So lovely response to, they struggled for maybe 15 minutes there, but they're certainly after getting a little bit of momentum on the back of the goal.
Murray inside to Scanlon. We need the lights on soon. The evening drawing in. And the clocks go forward or back or whatever movement they do next week, don't they?
Spring forward, fall back. Is that what it is? That's how we remember, apparently.
Sean Foran hits it out wide for McDermott, who's looking to spring forward, but I don't think even he has that much of a spring. He was being asked a lot of there. Alex O'Toole minded his surroundings. Waldron. Not afraid to take tackles, these Templeogue Synge Street boys, are they? O'Toole continued his run, he didn't get the ball. O'Dell overcarries, free out.
Yeah, a bit harsh in my opinion. I think he shimmied right, come back onto his left. He looked at, there was a pass across the field here that he considered initially. I think the referee was very tight on the steps. It was a good shout from the crowd. Maybe they were fortunate to get the decision that time, Whitehall Colmcille. But they're big challenges. They're struggling to maybe get Cormac Costello into the game. If you look out now, he's switched forward, so he's come out onto the 45. So the sweeper is now behind him.
Oisin Murray was down getting some treatment. Templeogue Synge Street get a free on the 45.
Niall Scully is deciding to bring this forward himself there, but I'm not sure foul that the referee is going to pin it from.
Max Fitzgerald is kind of making his way up. Whitehall Colmcille making a change. And it is Oisin Murray who'll go off. Twice in the first half he was down injured, so that's the wise choice to make, isn't it, to bring him off?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the heavy hit he took early on there, where he arguably wasn't fully himself after it, so he's been replaced. Chance for Max Fitzgerald here on the free. Niall Scully might have bought him a yard or two.
Max Fitzgerald has such distance, he might need that yard. Wide.
Great strike, but their second wide of the game. Dried up for Whitehall Colmcille's last score was in the 13th minute as we approaching half time. They're struggling just to have any impact from play.
Matt Moore. Worley will look to run onto it. Worley takes it inside the 45, pops it off to Costello. Costello at pace. Costello still going. Worley has made a forward one. He's the intended target. Worley! Worth the chance.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he thought it was going to be clobbered if he took the ball into his hands. But again, we've seen O'Dell and O'Gara do this the other end of the field. That direct running. Was there a chance to grab it? He swung his hand that he was unlucky. It was a good effort.
Fitzgerald. Oh, that's a great kick out, and Sean McCormick will run onto this one. Well taken. Lorcan O'Dell, who's a tricky footballer. Kicks that one wide though.
Yeah, really quick transition there. Max Fitzgerald kick out just opens up the whole pitch for Templeogue Synge Street there. Expected Lorcan O'Dell to do a little bit better on it. Be important for Whitehall not to concede now. They want to get a score themselves, but definitely don't want to concede a big score to put them under pressure. Great win.
Moran gets it into the path of Costello. Costello eyeing up the post. Also as an option in O'Sullivan. Costello! Good point. Was going for goal, no doubt about it.
Did Fitzgerald clip it with his hands?
I think he got something on it, yeah.
Oisin. Again, once the space opens up, there's only one thought in Cormac Costa's mind. Just watch the touch here. I think Fitzgerald gets fingers on that, pushes it over the bar. Great save.
Well, should Cluxton ever retire, and maybe he will in 10 years, Fitzgerald will be in the conversation.
He'll be 42 at that stage.
He's been 42 for 10 years, has he not? As long as there's a dude in his 40s playing inter-county football, I can still claim to be young. So Stephen, you stay at it as long as you can. Sub who's not long in, that's Sean Gannon. Sean Gannon, who is playing despite a hand injury.
Yeah, again, just a little bit of lack of discipline in their tackle when Whitehall are running at them, that they don't seem to just anticipate stepping off or trying to get a hand in. It's a shove in the back, it's cutting across them. Yellow card dished out as well there. So you go from 3 points up to potentially just going in with a 1 point lead on the back of, poor discipline when you consider if he knocks this over.
Costello.
Yeah, 4 frees, 2 from play, so the discipline is just keeping Whitehall in it, given that they've struggled over the last 10 minutes.
Good to see Sean Gannon back out there. Was out for a full year, then broke his hand in the first minute of the quarter-final. Kind of soldiered through against Plunkett's in the semi. Conor Kern. Oh, that's high. Tara Scanlon, originally from Kerry, but has made his home with Whitehall Colmcille.
Yeah, it's a poor tackle. He puts his hand up to acknowledge it, but he needs to get lower with his hand. Puts him under pressure now. He's going to pick a card up for a referee. Is obviously telling him that he can't cut across him with his arm like that. So he's under pressure now with a yellow card to his name when on the 65-metre line you just drop the hand a little bit or you step back in terms of that initial contact.
Templeogue Synge Street looking to extend their lead before half-time, but that won't happen because that is the half-time whistle. What have you made of it? Templeogue Synge Street 1-4, Whitehall Colmcille 6 points.
It's obviously lacking the intensity that you'd generally expect in a championship final on the basis that the prizes have already been given out, that they're both in Senior 1. That said, I think, after a good start from Templeogue Synge Street, Whitehall Colmcille's dominated the play. They hit 4 wides in that second half, but they haven't had a huge impact from play. They've had to rely on frees from Cormac Costello really to keep them in the game. I think that last 10-minute spell, I suppose, from the 18th to the 25th, 26th minute, it was Templeogue Synge Street who had all the ball, had all the play, worked that great goal. So it was never going to be an easy game to call. It's a 50-50 game still as we head in at half time. You just stick with the power they have up front. If they can free up Cormac Costello, there's more in them from play, I think, that Whitehall can deliver on, but still all to play for.
I see Steve Lawless giving Luke McCarthy a pat on the back. The ball rebounded off him and into the back of the net, but we'll credit Killian O'Gara with the goal. That is the difference at half time. Templeogue Synge Street 1-4, Whitehall Colmcille 6 points. We'll be back with the second half shortly.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are embedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship with initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing club championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than ever before.
This year alone, we're going to be introducing the Development Fund for Accessibility as part of our partnership, which is going to see core infrastructure at Dublin GAA developed. In the summer, we're also introducing the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin LGFA Summer Skills Camps, which will be held in July and August.
As Dublin's best performing public bus operator, we're going to continue to work really hard on delivering for our customers and our communities.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at Stay City.
One of my favourite places to grab a coffee in Dublin is Bua. It's one of these kind of COVID coffee trucks that popped up and it's kind of developed into this bit of a social hub. I'll always find myself being drawn back to social fabric. It's just a beautiful place to go. They always have consistently good food there. Bar 1661. So I love watching them make the cocktails, shake it up, garnish it, serve it. Howth village itself is a lovely little kind of seaside town. The Gravity Bar up on the top floor of the storehouse, and it's just an amazing place, an amazing view of Dublin City. Definitely visit Temple Bar and take in what's there. My advice would be just try your best to see other parts of the city. Brian Fenton, this is my Dublin.
It has to be Tang on Abbey Street. You can't beat their flatbreads with the chickpeas and spicy chicken. It's Irish owned, great food, great people. Shoe Lane beside Tara Street train station. It was close to Trinity where I went to college. They have nice croissants, fruit scones. If you're ever looking for a quiet place to go and chat with your mates, the Snug and Chaplin's has to be the go-to. Lovely old interior. Just have to get the dart out to Whitehall Baths, bring the swimming togs, go for a dip, and you get a lovely view of Killiney Bay. The Epic Museum, I think it's something nice to just figure out the history of the city. You have to go and visit a GAA or hurling or camogie game. It's the most amazing atmosphere. It's going to be an unforgettable experience. Cian O'Sullivan, this is my Dublin.
Tribeca in Ranelagh. I'd go with my family, it's a favourite of ours. Definitely recommend trying their wings. The Metro Cafe, it's a great spot for people watching, especially when it's sunny outside. An oat milk cappuccino would be my go-to. The atmosphere in Devitt is always brilliant. We've had plenty of team nights out there, always great crack. The Timber Trove Cafe in the Dublin Mountains, it's a really cosy family-run cafe. Family House would definitely be a must visit. They have monthly markets on which are gorgeous. I would advise you to walk around the city because most of the main attractions are close by and you can get there quicker on foot. Niamh Gannon, this is my Dublin.
Kyo's Cafe in Portobello. I really like going back just for the vibe. It's nice and chill, people are really cool. Trails Cafe in Ticknock. The coffee is really, really good. Americano, small bit of milk, and you're good to go and hit the trails. Blue Light is always a nice roaring fire. We tend to go up after All-Ireland final week. It's a really nice place to be. I'd recommend getting out to Templeogue Lighthouse. It's a great walk out. You get a great view back of the city. If you get the chance, I'd go up to Ticknock, go up and rent a mountain bike. Trails up there are pretty cool. Bring your raincoat, a shower's never too far away. Orla Nolan, this is my Dublin.
My first memory of GAA would probably have been in Croke Park with my father. That would be in the early 1950s.
As a young lad brought down to watch one of my brother's matches.
Playing under 10 hurling, and I say hurling not camogie because I played on the boys team.
My feeling about the GAA was more a social one than a games one because I thought it was a great way for all the kids to get to know each other.
Mum and Dad always brought us up to have each other's backs. We'd all go to each other's matches. No matter what we were doing or playing, we'd all support each other. I'm playing for the club 37 years I think now, but I also coach my two daughters' teams.
It's great. It really is a great feeling to have the kids down there. And now all of their friends are beginning to come from the same community and the same focus on the club, so it's a mirror of what happened to me in my childhood, I suppose.
We made more friends down the years and had more fun down the years than ever we would anywhere else.
Mum fostered that through us as well. She was chief bottle washer. She'd have jerseys upon jerseys out in the line. 3 of my offspring are married and they met their better halves through the club.
The friends and relationships I got out of it. Looking back, that was really what the GAA was about. Community, about building relationships with people. My name is Mick Galvin.
My name is Mary Galvin.
My name is Phil Galvin, and my family roots are in St Bridget's GAA Club.
Ground Force probably is the absolute heart of this club, both in their ethos, the amount of work they do, and just the pure love they have for Naomh Marnoga and the GAA in general. In simplest terms, we probably couldn't function without Ground Force.
I suppose the GAA was always a bit more than hitting the ball or hitting the schlitter, you know, and it gave a great sense of community to people.
I suppose at my age, fear of retirement, worried about the unknown, what am I going into a home under my wife's feet all the time or something like that. And then we just got this men's initiative started off. We feel that we're giving something back to the club that gave so much to us. We come up here on a rotary basis and line pitches, cut grass. It kind of empowers us as well if we feel valued.
We're all friends, we're all retired, we're all around the same age group. Some of us have nothing outside of our work, and Ground Force has been a big change for everybody from a mental well-being point of view. It's really, really important and really significant, and there is great camaraderie amongst the group.
So I think there's about 30 odd men in this initiative that comes up to the club and has a chat, and the coffee is important as well. We sort out the world, Dad.
Yeah. Or well, most of it.
Yeah.
That's what it means to me, just achievement and pride.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are bedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive, but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship and initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the Championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing Club Championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than
Welcome back. It is the Go Ahead Ireland Senior 2 Club Football Championship final between Templeogue Synge Street and Whitehall Colmcille. Coleman Goggins, Templeogue by a point at half time. What are you making of it?
Yeah, look, an interesting first half. I think probably Whitehall will have been I don't think they'd have gone into the dressing rooms overly happy with their first half performance. They struggled to have any impact from play. I think Templeogue Synge Street were much better when they did get the ball into their inside line in terms of what they were trying to create. But there's a distinct lack of intensity in the game. You know, there is a prize at stake in terms of a cup and Senior 2 champions, but just because it's not a do or die, I think you're kind of getting a sense of that in the play. But maybe there was a few rockets fired at half time in the dressing rooms. You might see a lift in the intensity in this second half, given that there's only 30 minutes to collect on some element of a prize.
Game on, and going after it is Matt Moran. Battling for it now, Sean Foran. It's Foran who comes away with the Whitehall Colmcille in the red and white, Templeogue Synge Street in the blue and white. Long ball launched by Eddie Moran. Costello's under it. Costello's pickpocketed.
He put his hand up early, he called for that off Moran. Moran delivered the pass, just wasn't able to stick. But yeah, already you can see Whitehall pushed up a little bit here.
Here's Eddie Moran, who loves to drive forward. Moran gets the pass to Costello. Costello tries to break it to Moran, but the referee's given a free out. And you can see some of the Templeogue Synge Street players pumping the fists after getting that free out.
Yeah, I think Eddie Moran was unlucky in the first instance that he didn't get a free himself. Looked like he was pulled when he had won the ball initially. I think referee gave it for a boot up from Cormac Costello.
A boot up where?
Just up in general.
Okay, okay. Normally that's not where that sentence stops.
No.
Here's McKiernan. Tripped up accidentally by Tony O'Sullivan, but still a free. Templeogue Synge Street carry it. A trophy at stake. A trophy with no name, by the way. It'll have the name of Templeogue Synge Street on it again. If it stays as it is, the ball is poked through. Can he get there? I think that's Fintan Dignam who was after it. And that is a really good score.
Yeah, great scores. Both defenders backed off after he won the ball. Great run, gets himself in a position, but both defenders then just backed off, allowed him that little bit of space. Did brilliant in such a tight angle to knock it over the bar.
Ty Kellett finds Eddie Moran. Sean Foran wants it. Won't get it for now. Scanlon. Well taken by Eddie Moran. Forward by Rory Kearns. Gets it back. This is a good play. Templeogue Synge Street have kind of built a defensive wall, trying to cut through to Sean Gannon. Good play by Sean Gannon. Gets it to Rory Kearns. Has Rory Kearns got a point? No. He is very unlucky. It was well worked, but unfortunately just wouldn't go over for Rory Kearns, who returned in the quarter-final. Broke his finger in a junior hurling game last year, and he was out for a year because of it. That's a good take by Templeogue Synge Street, making their way down the pitch. Dignam trying to break away, and his jersey is tugged back there, and that was as cynical as it gets, but also, and I hate to say it, as clever as it gets.
Yeah, it's just a matter of what the interpretation is. The referee has on him. Did he pull him back? Did he pull him down to the ground? I'm guessing it's going to be yellow card, given the contact was a pull back on the jersey, but there was huge space for Templeogue Synge Street to play into there if he broke in the line.
That fine line between cynical, clever and silly, and I think it's falling into the clever bracket because he took the yellow card but stopped the attack and didn't get a black card.
Yeah, but there's a lift in pace start of the second half here. Both teams just have upped the intensity levels a little bit. They're adding a little bit more pace into the game. Templeogue Synge Street in particular just a little bit more dynamic in what they're trying to achieve early here in the second half.
Fitzgerald missed one in the first half, hasn't missed in the second half. Good score.
Yeah, great kick distance. He's very metronomic in terms of the style of kick. He's not putting too much behind it. Trusts his technique, lands another score.
He's clearly studied Cluxton and Beggan closely. Had a chat with Rory Beggan during the week about the differences in kicking in American football and Gaelic football. The fact that he did as well as he did is actually a testament to the work he put in and just how talented he is as a sports person. I'm sure Cluxton could go now and still make it over there.
Yeah, when you consider the work that those guys put in America for Rory Beggan to have that impact on any of the Irish guys is significant.
Broken brilliantly by Keith Campbell.
Tackle.
Oh, he's dispossessed. Fantastic work. I think it's Cathal Murphy who snuck in there. Here's McKiernan. It's opening up a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, there's definitely been a lift in pace, and it's suiting Templeogue Synge Street early on here.
Free Templeogue Synge Street, despite the protests of Whitehall Colmcille.
Yeah, I think the tackling was high. Niall Scully is obviously holding his face. That maybe got a bang to the face during the tackling, just where the hands are. Yeah, but I don't think Rory Kearns was overly pleased with the decision. Probably a little bit unlucky in fairness on look back.
A reminder, this has to end this evening. Tomorrow at 2:30, it's the Go Ahead Ireland Senior 1 Club Football Championship Final. Coola taking on Kilmacud Crokes. Should be a good game. Throws in at 2:30. Get along if you can. If you can't, it's live on TG Cahir. Sean McCormack. Templeogue probing. Maybe a little bit too much on that one. Kept alive here by Dara Scanlon, or kept in play. Keeper bottled up, Steve Lawless. Free out.
Almost got themselves in trouble there, Whitehall Colmcille. They turned back on themselves, went back to the goalkeeper who was well closed down, probably lucky to get away with a touch on the ground that moved them out. But, you know, where we're saying there was some rockets fired and that maybe Whitehall Colmcille, certainly Templeogue Synge Street, have a different attitude second half here in how they're approaching it.
Running onto it, Costello. Finds Moran. Gets away from Moran. Juggled and, well, just kept by Templeogue Synge Street. O'Gara. Scully wants it. O'Gara carries it. Carries it into a bit of trouble. Didn't touch that one along the ground. Free in though.
Yeah, I'd be worried here that there could be a black card coming Killian O'Gara's way, because when they came into contact with each other, he looked like he reached out to grab at his ankle, which then is deemed a trip. So this could be an interesting decision from the referee. Is he saying he pulled him or tripped him down? There's a black card, yeah.
Black card for O'Gara.
That's a big call, because Templeogue Synge Street has certainly been the better side at the start of this second half. It's a big loss. He's come a little bit deeper, Killian O'Gara, but it's a loss.
So 10 minutes without O'Gara.
The Whitehall Colmcille player was looking to step over and O'Gara put up his hand. It's you know, it's a harsh call, but it's certainly by the letter of the law the correct one, I guess.
It's one of those instinctual things you do, isn't it? Costello, well, not you, obviously.
That rule didn't exist, thankfully.
Moran breaks the tackle, gets the shot away. Moran scoops it over. Good score.
Great score, lovely pass from Cormac Costello just to push him into the little bit of space. He almost said to him, go ahead and I'll get to the ball to you, and he pushed forward, finds the pass.
Fitzgerald gives it plenty of air. The break falls kindly for Kearns. Looking for Moran. Costello. Moran. McCarthy. Scanlon. O'Sullivan. McDermott makes the dart ahead. O'Sullivan is overcarried. Free out.
Yeah, good spot by the referee. He was trying to encourage his compatriot there to move forward. He didn't. It was delaying. Referee spots the overcarrying. Just gives Templeogue Synge Street back the ball, allows them to settle things a small bit.
Templeogue Synge Street, who are down to 14 temporarily.
Tends to become a damage limitation, you know, when you've only got 14. You know you're under pressure in terms of numbers. You just don't want to concede too heavily when you're down to 14.
Probably just go ahead.
No, I was just going to say probably about 2 minutes gone, so you're watching the clock and thinking, can you just manage?
The black card was given in the 38th minute. Cathal Murphy, I'm sure they've got someone on the sideline counting it down. He'd be ready to pounce, and the advantage is that it'll be a re-energised O'Gara coming back out onto the pitch. So in some ways, if they can avoid conceding scores, there could be an advantage in it, if that makes sense. That's me taking the positive out of the situation. And as you're aware, Coleman, there isn't a situation I won't try and spin a positive out of. Free in for Niall Scully. And they will take all the time in the world over these, won't they? Just eat up the clock, because it's just 10 minutes. It's not 10 playing minutes.
Correct, exactly. So you're that is definitely in your head when you're getting frees like that. You're just looking to take a bit of pace out of it. Great run.
Great ball by Scully. Just bounced up a little bit too high, and Moran got his hand to it, and now he'll get it under control. He was tempted to leave it trickle over the line, but of course that would have been a 45. Now it's Luke McCarthy. Well, he probably wasn't tempted, but it was an option because he was going to be under pressure, but he got out of a tight situation really, really well. Here's Sean Gannon. Play on, says the referee. Gannon thought he had the free. Scully's in behind. Scully bringing it in. Has a man on the inside. That's Dignam. Dignam back to Scully. Scully lines it up. Good block down. Thorpe.
The half back line is very strong for Whitehall. Rory Kearns a 5, Dara Scanlon who got the block there, and then Eddie Moore and driving through the middle. You know, they definitely look score on for Templeogue Synge Street, and they managed to turn it over. Can they really punish here with a score of their own?
This time Gannon does get the free foul by Sean McCormack, who protests. Taken quickly and cleverly by Costello out to McDermott. McDermott tries a trick. Waldron just stood him up, and Templeogue had men back there to sweep it up. And here's Waldron again. Waldron driving out. Ball broke off Lorcan O'Dell. O'Dell gets it back. Green grass for O'Dell to run into. He's got Kevin Hughes outside. If your name is Kevin Hughes and you play Gaelic football, you've a lot to live up to, don't you?
You sure do.
Sean McCormack. Isn't Hub now part of the Tyrone management?
I'm not sure, to be honest. To come in with Malik O'Rourke?
He's definitely part of some management. Anyway, just thought of it there. Probably should think about these things before saying them on air. Conal Cunningham.
Put me under pressure is what you're doing.
I thought you knew your stuff coming. Here's Niall Scully, who does know his stuff. Scully flings it out. Play on, says the referee. That looked more like a throw, didn't it?
It sure did, and it looked like an overcarry as well. Probably dodged a couple. Niall Scully, Whitehall getting a little bit cross with some of the decisions that haven't gone their way.
Waldron, love watching him burst off the mark. Gets it to Scully. I think that's Conor Curran. Conor Curran doesn't catch it quite right. Comes out to David Worley. Good play, Dara Scanlon. Eddie Moran gallops on. Eddie Moran lines it up. Eddie Moran! Unlucky. Very unlucky.
6 wides for Whitehall Colmcille. They'll look back at their shooting. Hasn't been spot on all the time. They've struggled, as I mentioned up front, from play to try and have a significant impact. They've got one score got in this second half, 30 minutes on the clock. They have an extra player with Killian O'Gara gone to the line on the black card. Probably about 5 or 6 minutes of that played at this stage. Referee looking to have a chat with someone here. Niall Scully. So Josh Thorpe as well, who's stepping forward.
And on the black card, countdown clock. 6 minutes.
Yeah.
6 minutes in which they haven't conceded.
Just one?
Just one, okay. Aside from one, 6 minutes in which they haven't conceded. Fitzgerald. What an interception that was.
Yeah, they've got some joy when they've pushed on the kick out. They're definitely dominating midfield on a long kick out. Can they get a score off it?
Costello, like a gazelle. Finds a man in space. That's Luke McCarthy. He gives to Eddie Moran. Referee gives the free in. Costello fouled. Lots of encouragement coming from the sideline from the Whitehall Colmcille mentor under us here. It's all good instruction as well. It's not just generic GA speak.
Cormac Costa's been involved in 6 of the 7 scores that Whitehall Colmcille have got. So just, Templeogue Synge Street are doing a job in terms of nullifying his impact, but he still has an ability to get into the game and create chances for players. He was the final pass on the last score they got, and he's going to pop this one over most likely for another score for himself, which he does.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, which I likely am. 6 altogether?
Correct. Not too bad for Templeogue Synge Street. There's probably 2 minutes on Killian O'Gara's time on the line. They've conceded 2 scores. It's these long kickouts that are hurting them because Whitehall are putting huge pressure on the kickout from Max Fitzgerald.
Costello. If this game means nothing, no one has told Cormac Costello. Rory Kearns Good running by Kern, still going, gets it outside. Keith Campbell. A shot from the pocket. It comes off the boot of Tony O'Sullivan. Just dropped short. He's really frustrated. The drop shorts are the worst, they say, because you're giving possession away. At least when it goes dead, you can kind of reset. Here's Fintan Dignam. Good one too, Dignam. He's got pace, doesn't he? Good carry by Dignam. And there was a man up top who was being fouled off the ball. I think that might have been Lorcan O'Dell. It is Lorcan O'Dell.
Yeah, in fairness, they're both pulling at each other, and Lorcan O'Dell gets the better of that decision that time. As a defender, you're always trying to steal on the march on the attacker. The attacker, in Lorcan O'Dell's case, where he's clever, has a lot of inter-county experience. He's looking to engineer that as well. So it's a 50-50 call, but when the referee looks up, spots it's Lorcan O'Dell who's under pressure, then there's a bit of back chat to the referee. So it's a nice, easy score for Templeogue Synge Street, which isn't a bad return. 2-1 with 14 men, you take every day.
Scully taking his time. And for Templeogue Synge Street, it was worth the wait. 2 points to 1 they trail in the black card zone, that you'd say. And just in or around a minute, maybe even a little bit less left on that black card. O'Gara is warming up on the sideline. And it might be level. Barging into the back was Adam McDermott.
Yeah, O'Gara's back.
Well, that's not too bad. A 2-1 deficit in that 10 minutes.
Yeah, they did well because, Templeogue certainly dominated on Max Fitzgerald's kick out.
O'Gara. It would have been quite the way to return to score a point from there. He acknowledges to his teammates that didn't quite catch it right.
Great kick out from Stephen Lawless.
Sean Foran. Rory Kearns going outside. Whitehall Colmcille probing. Good ball to Sean Gannon. Gannon might be thinking goal. Gannon is thinking goal. Gannon in on goal and then pickpocketed. Wonderful defending by Templeogue Synge Street.
Yeah, look, for all the world he was going to get inside, just probably struggled to get the ball under control. Great work defensively. Brilliant work here from Cormac Costello to win it back.
Costello, was he fouled off the ball? He ran into Cathal Murphy. Referee says play on. Here's Keith Campbell inside, looking for Scanlon but not finding him. At the moment, that trophy is on its way to the two sisters rather than the Whitehall Colmcille clubhouse. Here comes James McCormack. McCormack bottled up and dispossessed, but luckily he had backup. Niall Scully. Good ball by Niall Scully. On this near side, screaming for it with Sean McCormack. He might get it now. It does come his way. O'Dell. O'Gara with them. O'Dell turning, twisting, regathering, having lost it. Waldron. Cunningham. Darren Murphy. He's got to go after that one. And James McCormack gets it under control and now surges down that wing. McKiernan. Curran. Murphy. Waldron. McKiernan. McKiernan through the gap. The referee spotted a free.
Max Fitzgerald already on his way up the field. He'd fancy a look at this, probably just outside 45 metres, maybe 47, 48. Cormac Costello thought he was body checked here. It looked like linesman was considering notifying the referee, but the referee, as you rightly said, waved play on. Umpires now call something to the referee's attention. There is a little bit of niggle off the ball now. There's a little bit of frustration, I think, creeping in.
Congratulations, by the way, to the Kilmacud Crokes senior ladies football team. Had a good win today against Offaly opposition in the Leinster Club Championship. In Camogie, at senior level. Dublin will be represented by St Vincent's, who won the final last night against Ballyboden. Hugh McInerney is coming in. We mentioned what his dad gave to the club. His dad, who sadly passed away in July of this year. And Hugh is a man you'd have known from kind of the Dublin scene.
Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah, we played with him. He was, very athletic guy. He's, I think he's only recently come back into the Whitehall panel. He hasn't played a huge amount with them across the year, but like you can see there, he's fit. He's agile. And he adds another threat, I guess, in the middle of the field in terms of putting pressure on Max Fitzgerald's kick out.
Well, his first job is a defensive one, standing beside his goalkeeper on the line. Max Fitzgerald, distance rarely a problem. Oh, it comes off the woodwork. I think that's the second or third time the woodwork has been struck in this game.
God, it was a great effort. Just drifted just too much for him. But a great kick.
Fantastic kick. Eddie Moran. Sprinting forward is Ty Kellett. He is well covered by Dignam. Eddie Moran gives it inside. Matt Moran just couldn't quite get a hold of it. They haven't given up on it though. It's good work by Templeogue Synge Street. It's up and down this game, isn't it? In every possible sense. And a free in for Whitehall Colmcille.
Yeah, in fairness to Ty Kellett, he did very well there. Usually when you're bend for the ball there, you expect the guy to come into the back. Yeah, Ty Kellett managed to just pause for a split second, and it looked more like a dive than an actual foul, which rightly or wrongly the referee said play away, and then he was smothered by the two Whitehall players. Bit of back chat as well gives Cormac Costello a fairly easy chance to narrow the gap to 1 once more.
It's one of those times where you mark the score before it's even kicked. Costello puts it over.
Now this is where the squeeze is going to come on Max Fitzgerald's kick out. They've big guys in around the middle of the field there. They don't want to allow him to go short. They've had great joy in the second half in terms of the press on the kick out, so it'll be interesting to see if Max Fitzgerald manages to get this away.
Fitzgerald led the wing to Waldron.
Brilliant.
Waldron over carries free in for Whitehall Colmcille and the chance to equalise.
Wow, that's a big call. I'm not sure if I counted the steps there. It looked like he had his hand or his arm pulled and he was trying to free himself from that. The referee has been consistent in terms of his decisions on over carrying.
It's Cormac Costello. It's over and it's level.
For the first time since the 7-minute Usheen teams are level again. Cormac Costello 5, 6, 8. He's involved in another one, so 9 of the 10 scores that Whitehall have scored have either been scored by him or come through his hand in terms of a movement. Draw game. 5-6 minutes left on the clock. All to play for. Again, squeeze on Max Fitzgerald's kick out. Can he engineer another kick away? The last one was absolutely brilliant.
Scott McConnell is on, wearing number 13 for Templeogue Synge Street. Max Fitzgerald. Oh, that's dangerous. It's intercepted. Gannon. McKiernan had to make a vital intervention for his team. Free out.
Now he's played the role brilliantly back there, McKiernan. He's been covering all day. He knows the role, the sweeper role. That's his job. And he caught that one above, just on the fingertips, I'd say. Prevents any other score for Whitehall at this moment.
McConnell. Remember, extra time and penalties if required. Evan Sheehan has come onto the pitch. Cathal Murphy back to Max Fitzgerald. McKiernan knows the sweeper role, can carry forward as well, can't he? That's good play by McKiernan. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of Whitehall Colmcille, and O'Cara almost made the one win it. Scanlon though was there. Here's Ty Kellett. Moran. Costello calling for the ball from Moran. McInerney there is an option as well. Wrapping him up is Sean McCormack. Free for Whitehall Colmcille.
I think Eddie Moran did a big puff there. He's blown out. I think he was lucky to hold on to the ball a couple of times and then managed to get the free out of it. Could have been a big turnover.
Rory Kearns taking on McKiernan, an advantage being played by the referee, and a free in for Whitehall Colmcille. And in the form that Costello's in, you wouldn't back against him.
Yeah, 7 frees he scored. You know, there's been that lack of discipline throughout the game from Templeogue Synge Street. When they're taken on, they just seem to leave a hand in a little bit long, gives the referee an easy decision in terms of a free. Big kick for Costello.
A big kick from Costello. It might drop. Oh, unluckily for him, it dropped to the keeper's left and wide, right and wide. McDermott was going after it, but he knew he couldn't keep it in play. We remain all square. That's one of those ones you wouldn't have a go at anyone for missing it.
No, and it's a more pressurised kick, obviously, with the clock running down.
Ball breaks for blue rather than red and white. The next score for either team could be the last. It could be the winner. They know it too. Lorcan O'Dell trying to get through the gap. Lorcan O'Dell driving on. Lorcan O'Dell squeezes over the leading score.
Brilliant from O'Dell. Looks like he might have hurt himself in the move that gets the score, but again, the pace he puts at it. Kellett is under pressure because he has a card, can't pull him back. O'Dell does brilliantly to knock that over the bar.
Plenty of time left. There could be plenty of scores, but just in a game this tight, it could be the last, if you know what I mean. And that's O'Dell's last act. Izzy's last act to kick his team in front and keep them there.
Yeah, I know he hasn't been active for a month or so. He looked like he picked up a niggle coming through there, but he's had an impact today, in fairness to him. And that one in particular could be a fairly big impact.
Moran. O'Gara following back. There could be a bit of time. Oh no, it's a free out. It's a free the other way.
Yeah, he did check the body. He tried to just cut across and he checked the body. Killing O'Gara again, cool enough, just knocks it off the back there to move the ball forward.
10 metres as opposed to 50 under the experimental rules. I haven't had a chance to actually even really properly study them yet. I'm one of these people, I have to see it in action to learn it. So if this one stays as it is, we'll get down and have a look in Croke Park. If it doesn't, we could be here for a bit longer. If you want to check out those new rules, by the way, that second game is live on RTE later this evening. Won't overlap with this, so I don't mind telling you that. Tomorrow's final, Kilmacud Crokes and Coola live on TG Car. Ball breaks for Whitehall Colmcille. They need a score. Still plenty of time. McKiernan's on his own and does brilliantly, but it's rebounded into the path of red and white. Referee says play on. Sean Gannon tries to escape the shackles of the defenders and he is turned over. That's wonderful play from Templeogue Synge Street. Niall Scully. Templeogue Synge Street down to 14 at the moment. They have a man down. A good surging run. O'Gara keeps a cool head. Not in any rush here. Good ball back outside. Niall Scully. Waldron. They're probing, aren't they? Waldron wants it back and gets it back. Drops it and regathers it. Costello going after it, trying to get the turnover. It's Cathal Murphy. Murphy spills it. McKiernan is there. Costello goes to ground. Referee says free in Whitehall Colmcille. Templeogue Synge Street were juggling grenades and one of them blew up.
Yeah, and what again? Decision here now, is it a trip that he's going to give on Cormac Costello? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, we don't see it from that, but
yeah, I'm not 100% convinced. In fairness to McKiernan, that there was a foul in it. He might pick up a yellow card. But again, you called it there. Costello chased down. There was 3 Templeogue Synge Street players. There was in a line. He chased down the one, forced a bad pass. Then he manages to get onto it, and he gets possession back for his team.
Luke O'Brien, by the way, came in for Lorcan O'Dell. Luke O'Brien, not a bad player himself. Speaking of not bad players, and very good players, in fact, Ty Kellett, Eddie Moran, another one in that bracket, as is Josh Thorpe. They all are. You don't play at this level if you're not.
It's a full court press from Templeogue Synge Street. Everyone's behind the ball.
Kearns is turned over. Free out Templeogue Synge Street. Scully gives it to O'Gara, follows the ball. I don't know how much injury time there is to be played. O'Gara will hang on to this one. Now gives it down the line. Scott McConnell. McConnell overcarries free out. And if you're going to give away a free, do it there.
Yeah, again, the consistency in the overcarrying, it might be tight, but it's handed the ball back over. Needs to get out of the corner, try and keep the ball. Will Whitehall get a shot away?
Waldron sprinting like it's the first minute. He's so fit. He's forced the turnover. That could be enough for Templeogue Synge Street.
Well, Niall Scully is trying to wind the clock a bit, finds a little pass.
Here's Dignam. He's going for it. This to put Templeogue Synge Street 2 points up. It's wide, but he kicked it dead.
I think there's a play in them, Oisin, if the referee lets it go. It's just a matter of will they get something away.
You always kind of give the team who are one down a play, regardless of what's on the clock.
Yeah, he's going to give them a play, definitely.
Yeah,
he's
unofficial GA rules and all that. Hugh McInerney.
They need to push forward. He's not going to allow them keep the ball inside their own half for too long.
A successful season for both of these teams, but none of the two of them are thinking about that right now. They're only thinking about getting their hands on that trophy. Hugh McInerney. Sean Gannon slips. O'Gara almost pouncing. Back it goes to Rory Kearns. They keep it alive. David Worley gives it off to Cormac Costello. He is who you'd want on the ball from the Whitehall Colmcille point of view. Somehow he's put it over. And I think we're going to extra time.
Now what a score. Look at the big hit he takes here. Manages to check himself. Now, how does he get a shot away there? The contact in the initial hit on Cormac Costello was rock solid. He still managed to hold it. Referee is letting him run.
Evan Sheehan down the line looking for O'Gara. O'Gara needs support. He's got a bit of it. O'Gara thought he was going to go for it there. Gives it back to Evan Sheehan. Sheehan squeezed into the corner.
There's no whistle close to the mouth yet. He looks like he has another few seconds on his watch.
Darragh Murphy outside. Ball dropped in on top of that forward line. It's well taken now. Can they get the shot away? McKernan has made his way up. The ball has gone loose. Whitehall Colmcille have it. Can they grab a winner? Adam McDermott moves it forward. Worley. There's one around the 45 if they spot him. Instead it comes to Darragh Scanlon. Scanlon moving forward. Costello's there. They have him well covered. Here's Gannon. Gannon trying to get time and space. Gannon doesn't have a whole pile of options and he's turned over. And it's a free in. The referee has adjudged Scott McConnell, I think, to have picked it off the ground.
Yeah, or is he saying that as it's going to be brought forward? There's a potential match winner here. I'm not 100% sure on the decision here, Oisin, to be quite honest. So Sean Gannon has lost the ball. Yeah, he's saying that he was bending for it and he stuck his boot in. I think it's a hard decision on Templeogue Synge Street.
You can see what he's indicating there. Look,
he is indicating, but I'm not sure he's factually correct on it. Given the way he's kicked tonight.
Costello to win it. He's the reason we're level. He's the reason why Whitehall Colmcille have a chance. Costello, it's going over. Whitehall Colmcille have their noses in front. We've gone from saying is there enough time for Whitehall Colmcille to saying is there enough time for Templeogue Synge Street. McConnell.
Yeah, I think he'll give a chance here. I think he'll look at that decision and allow another minute of play here. So I think Templeogue might have a chance. There's a black card coming here too.
Yep. A textbook black card, isn't it?
Yeah, this is, when you're talking about going in to see the rules later on, this is one of the reasons behind what's going on here in terms of that 50-metre penalty. So there's no advantage to Templeogue Synge Street in terms of a black card now. The ball has been thrown away, it gets brought forward 10 metres. They still have 70 metres to travel before they'll get an opportunity to get a shot away. I honestly think the referee is going to let this run for a minute.
Max Fitzgerald, Templeogue Synge Street will get one last chance. It's just generally the way it works in this situation. But will they take the chance? O'Gara, he's lost it. That could be it. Whitehall Colmcille have got the free, but have they got the trophy? Not quite yet.
Yeah, O'Gara was caught between a rock and a hard place there. He went to look to gain the mark and probably overcommitted to try and achieve it, and then had shot the runway, wasn't able to control the ball. Referee checking the watch.
A sea of red and white has made its way down Griffith Avenue to Parnell Park. Whitehall Colmcille are the go-ahead Ireland Senior 2 Dublin champions. They came from behind, they stayed cool, they kept taking their scores, and it has proven enough for them in the end. Templeogue Synge not particularly happy, a red card shown after the full-time whistle. The final score, Whitehall Colmcille 12 points, Templeogue Synge 1-8.
Yeah, it's heated in the middle of the field there. There's a lot of the Templeogue Synge players are unhappy with that final decision. I can understand their point of view. It's not the place to take it out on a referee in the middle of the football field. But the decision looked a little bit harsh on them, and it allows then the back chat then brings it forward, makes the chance that little bit easier for Cormac Costello. They didn't lead until that last throw of the dice there, till the 21st minute of the first half. And Templeogue Synge, such a significant effort that you can understand their frustration, why they're disappointed. But in credit to Whitehall, they stuck at it to the very end. Maybe got lucky with that decision, but in terms of someone going and winning the game for you, it couldn't have fallen to someone better than Cormac Costello. The display he gave today and the scores he kicked, absolutely outstanding. And there would be no cup going up to the clubhouse tonight but for his performance. Absolutely outstanding performance.
Well, in fairness to Costello, when the opportunities come, you have to take them. How the frees were got is not up to him. He just had to kick them over when they were given. That last one is particularly what I'm referring to there. I'd like to have another look at it. The referee, in fairness to him, doesn't get that chance. They have to make the decision on the fly. But in the end, Whitehall Colmcille did take their opportunities. Cormac Costello did nail that free, and they are the champions. And you can see, even though both of these teams had secured their Senior 1 spot before today, you can see what it meant to the two of them when that full-time whistle blew. The joy of Whitehall Colmcille, the despair, the anger, the frustration of Templeogue Synge.
Yeah, but we mentioned before the game that you've your Senior 1 status achieved in terms of championship. Did the guys want to go after winning the trophy? Both sets of mentors said that they did, that they wanted to go win the cup. From Templeogue perspective, 57 minutes on the clock. It's a draw game. They're winning by a point. Then it's the 63rd minute before Cormac Costello equalised, and you think, okay, we're heading for extra time. And it's why that decision, given that there's probably been 100 decisions across the game that they could have questioned, that one is the one that sticks because it's the most important one and the most critical, given it's ultimately the last kick of the game.
Well, I hope you enjoy finals, because we've got more of them this weekend and next weekend. Tomorrow, it's the Senior 1 decider, Kilmacud Crokes taking on Coola. That game is live on TG Cahir, not Dubs TV. It is live on TG Cahir. Next weekend, the Senior 1 final between Kilmacud Crokes and Nafina is live on RTE television, but the Senior 2 decider will be live on Dubs TV. There'll be other games as well, so keep an eye out on the Dublin GA social media channels and the Dublin GA website. If you subscribe to the Dublin GA YouTube channel, these games will pop up automatically. Well, what a day it has been in Parnell Park. Congratulations to Naomh Marnogue, who captured the intermediate crown earlier on, and to Whitehall Colmcille, who have captured the Senior 2 crown. Let's have a look back at the highlights, Coleman. You almost forget that we had to do this. We got kind of carried away in the aftermath.
Yeah, it was kind of a intensity lacking first half. Took Whitehall 7 minutes to get on the score sheet, and this is the only scorer outside of Cormac Costello, and I think it's Matt Moore might have knocked over a score as well. Probably dominated in that first, from the 7 minute onwards to about the 15 minute mark. They looked a better team, they created a lot of chances, pushed a couple of wides. I think they had 4 wides across the first half, but did enough to get themselves into a position of 4 points to 1 after 30 minutes, albeit that 3 of those 4 scores came from the boot of Cormac Costello in the shape of frees. So it was a significant impact that Cormac Costello had, as we've spoken about across the game. There was good performances across the team, but no one really from an attacking point of view was able to put their head up and start contributing bigger scores. And then I suppose came a significant turning point initially in terms of Costello and getting on it for scores, trying to lead it out. Wide ball on that occasion that didn't lead to it. It was a great run by Lorcan O'Dell that created their first score. And then watch this move from Cillian O'Gara. Backs himself all the way, cuts inside. Once he's in there, he's going for goal. Brilliant stave, Lawless. Unlucky that the ball comes back off Luke McCarthy and rolls into the net. And having struggled for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, they suddenly found themselves in front 1-2 to 4. And then that was backed up by fine score from Scully, and also then a point from Lorcan O'Dell, who had a big impact, Great little spin there onto his left foot to knock it over. So they're leading by a goal then with 27 minutes on the clock. Looked like they were going to hold out that way, but again, this man wasn't going to have it that way. Pushed through the middle, tried to create a goal scoring opportunity, just didn't fall their way. Did manage to get one from play himself in this move. Cut the gap to 2. Great save by Max Fitzgerald, pushed it over the bar. And then his final free at the half left it at 1-4 to 6 points. And I guess at half time you were probably hoping that both teams would come out and add a little bit to the intensity that was missing in that opening half. Probably started a lot more livelier. And it was Templeogue who probably seen the better of it. High tackle there led to a yellow card. A couple of decisions there that, you know, swung the balance Templeogue's way, Templeogue Synge Street's way, and it was them that kicked off. Then there was great score from Fintan Dignam from a fairly acute angle. Was a great start to the half, and then Max Fitzgerald, who was very good with place balls, certainly stepped forward, knocked another one over. They were 1-6 to 6 to the good at that stage, but that probably a big impact, certainly a big impact in terms of the work rate was then asked at Templeogue Synge Street was the black card that came Cillian O'Gara's way. So there was 10 minutes there where he was missing. Great push through the middle. Cormac Costello pops the pass on for Moran. One of the 3 scorers, Cormac Costello being the prime scorer. His free here on 46 minute left him 6 to 8 points. And at that stage we're probably thinking that maybe Whitehall would push on. Niall Scully answered one back for Templeogue Synge Street. 7 to 8 at that point. Then came a fairly decent response, all from frees. We mentioned that discipline from Templeogue Synge Street. Just left the hand in a little bit too often. Allowed some easy scores. Sean Gannon in around the goal there. Had a couple of chances. Thought a couple of times those frees coming his way that never did. Still got a free for Costello. Popped it over the bar. And he followed that up with a second score then again from place balls at 55 minutes that left it 7 to 10 points. So a draw game, first time since the 7 minute of the game when he had his first when the first score came. Then Templeogue, as you're right, Templeogue Synge Street got that big score from Lorcan O'Dell. Great work here, drive straight, brilliant score given the angle. Hurt himself in that instant, had to leave the field. We thought that might be the winner, but then came an opportunity from a place ball or not. Watch the run here from Cormac Costello, manages to get on the move here, over carrying consistency. Here's the pace, look at the hit here. Huge hit. Looks like he stops, somehow manages to get through it, pops it over the bar, draw game, and we're thinking extra time. Then comes the decision here. So Gannon has lost the ball. He's dropping on it, but I'm not fully sure he's bending to pick the ball. You know, referee's interpretation, so he decides to give the free, but then Templeogue Synge Street don't help themselves in terms of the back chat. I'm not sure Cormac Costello knocks it over from outside the 45, but from the closer angle he does. And they go from, you know, drawing the game to potential extra time to winning it, and now standing in front of us looking to collect the cup,
which has a short journey up Griffith Avenue to the clubhouse of Whitehall Colmcille. 5 facilities there as well. You got a nice cup of coffee there as well. I'm sure it'll still be a good night in the Two Sisters in Terranure. That's where the Templeogue Synge Street lads are heading, because as you say, the prize, the main one, was already secured by these two today, but a lot of Templeogue Synge Street players were lying on their backs for ages after the full-time whistle, so they were desperately disappointed to lose this one. Ronan writing his report in the press box in the background. We've got our eye on him. Always does great work and produces great material, and this one will be well worth reading about it. Anyway, that is it from us. Tomorrow, Kilmacud Crokes taking on Coola in the Senior 1 final. That's going to be live on TG Cahir. The Senior 2 hurling final, along with 1 or 2 others, live on Dubs TV next week. Keep an eye out on the Dublin GA social media channels for those. You couldn't hear the speech, but you can hear the celebrations and you can see the joy. Whitehall Colmcille, the champions. Congratulations to them. My thanks to all the team here in Parnell Park. We'll leave you with the final score. Templeogue Synge Street 1-8, Whitehall Colmcille 12 points. Congratulations to them. Thanks for watching. Goodbye and good luck.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are embedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive, but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship and initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the Championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing Club Championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than ever before.
This year alone, we're going to be introducing the Development Fund for Accessibility as part of our partnership, which is going to see core infrastructure at Dublin GAA developed. In the summer, we're also introducing the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin LGFA Summer Skills Camps, which will be held in July and August.
As Dublin's best performing public bus operator, we're going to continue to work really hard on delivering for our customers and our communities.